This is the third and final speech in the bride and groom speak. I'm trying to keep you guys awake here. Diane and I would like to welcome all of you here this evening. We are very pleased to be able to share Tracy and Chris's big day with this small group of close family and friends. A special thank you to Chris's aunt and uncle from Winnipeg, Paul and Kelly, who, after arriving here, they put together these things. They have a business where they make products from goats. So in here is there's like soap,
there's goats in there,
and there's scrub, there's like crevice tools, probably a sex toy knowing.
We are at one table.
Thank you for that. So I got this email about a week ago from Tracy that was sent to a group of us who had to do the speaking here. It said, "Hi guys, I just wanted to give you a heads up on the speech front. 6:50 p.m. Robert standing in for Dad. 6:55 p.m. Matt Best Man speech. 7 p.m. Rick Father of the Groom. 7:05 p.m. Chris and Tracy. Doesn't have to be long or formal, just a few words. If you have any questions or concerns, text me. Thanks guys, Tracy."
That was between me and you.
Does this email sound like anybody else in our family? Yeah.
Look in the mirror.
Yes. God help my family. There are two of us now. As far as I am concerned, though, I have been waiting years for reinforcements to show up. You know what? I may ask someone else to help me organize my family. I even thought I would give her a little bit of a test this week. So I sent her a text. I said, if you're not too busy this week, could you do a beer run for me from Montreal to Toronto? I don't know if you realize that. One of the nicest things about Quebec is they have cheap beer. And it's about 2/3 to even half the price of what it is that you can get here. So I text her that, and she texted me back that this was done already. She requested the same thing, and she dropped off the beer this week. Tracy actually was busy this week. In addition to preparing for the wedding, she was painting Varathane on her newly refinished hardwood floors. I mean, Chris, do you realize how much
Really? Where?
Now, Chris, thinking back to what doesn't seem that long ago, I still clearly remember when Chris was born and we had this new little baby boy, and it was so exciting, and I was so proud to be the father of that little baby boy. Mind you, I will never forget the day as a 2-year-old boy. He was jumping up and down on the couch, and he jumped forward, and his head hit the coffee table, and blood started gushing out of his head. And my wife picked him up. She's covered in blood. We are 30 miles from the nearest hospital. And I looked and I thought, I'm going to lose him. And I tell you, it was, obviously didn't happen, but it was one of the worst feelings. It explains a lot, in case you're wondering. But,
you're moving up, Chris.
I also remember when Chris was going through an athletic phase. You remember those years? Yes. And he was playing hockey regularly and everything, and he was scoring tons of goals and winning city championships with his hockey teams. Great having his coach Mario here. And I was so proud to be the father of that boy and that young teenagers. And there still are many awesome memories and lasting friendships that I have from those days. I remember when Chris decided to be an electrician. And he said, you know, I'm not a guy to stay behind a desk all the time. This is what I would like to do. And he set his heart and his mind to that. And he started out like digging ditches, learning whatever it is that he had to do about the trade. And he's got to the point now where he's a site foreman. And I was, and I still am, so proud of that young man. And time has just, it's unbelievable how quickly time goes by. And he is now a decent, and a caring and an honest person with a great sense of humor. Or so he keeps talking. Sincerely, today I'm proud to be the father of the man I see here starting a family of his own and setting out on a great adventure with his beautiful new wife, Tracy. Tracy, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you since Chris discovered you abandoned on a beach. Especially over the past several weeks as you and I have driven everybody else crazy in our family organizing this whole thing. And I know that Chris knows how lucky he is to have you. Diane and I are absolutely thrilled. We are sincerely thrilled to welcome you into our family and to welcome the rest of your family, your mom, Stella, and all the rest of you into our family. As you begin your life together as a married couple, I was trying to think if there is anything that I could say to you, any advice that I could give to you that would make a difference. And I was thinking that personally I simply ignored most of the advice that I received. That is, until I found out through my own mistakes and experience that it was really good advice. And Chris, it seems like so far in your life that you've been that way too. So instead of offering you advice today, I'm just going to make a request of you. I will ask you, Tracy and Chris, to just keep loving each other. Today that is very easy for you, and maybe it's hard to imagine otherwise, but sometimes life gets crazy and difficult, and this person that you love can become very annoying. Not you. You know, it's been said that a successful marriage involves falling in love many times, always with the same person. That is the example that my mom and my dad provided for me, and I hope that's the example that your mom and I have provided for you. You have a powerful reminder of my parents' love for each other and their love for God with the ring that you're wearing today. I don't know if you know this, but the ring that Chris is wearing was my dad's wedding ring. And I'll never forget the last time that I guess my last time my dad and I were just the two of us together alone. And it was just hours before he left us. And the doctor had basically said there's nothing more at that point that could be done. And my dad took his wedding ring off and he handed it to me. And I said, Dad, I can't take this. This belongs to you. And I said, don't worry. I'll take care of Mom. There's nothing to worry about. Chris, your dad wore that ring for 50 plus years as a symbol of his love and devotion to his bride, and you will always have that reminder with you. You've decided that your love for each other is important enough to make a lifetime commitment. Always remember that commitment, even in the difficult times. Just simply keep loving each other, and your life will fall into place. And don't be afraid to ask God for help. It just might surprise you. So on that note, here it is. Family and friends, let's raise a glass and toast to the joining of the Clarkson and Rose clans and to a lifetime of love and happiness for Tracy and Chris.